Hello, good evening, and welcome to Western on the Wall. I'm getting rather good at these catchy titles. Maybe. We are going to be starting in just a couple of minutes' time. So please have your drinks, light refreshments, tea and biscuits, and first class tickets at the ready. Starting in around about 2 minutes. Hello everybody, good evening and welcome. How are we all doing tonight? First of all, did you hear the sound effects? Let me know if you did in the chat. That would be absolutely awesome. If this does happen to be the first stream or video you've seen by me, then my name's Richard, aka Dabro, and I'm a mainline freight train driver and former passenger train driver based in the southeast of England. Before we jump in, and as always, I've got to tell you that all the views and opinions expressed within are solely my own and may not reflect those of any comments I might be employed by or associated with. Furthermore, Dovetail Games have given me the key for the route completely free of charge and the new game, but they do have no editorial control over the contents. All opinions are my own. Today is very special in railway terms. It is, of course, 200 years of the railway. I did think about doing something sort of special for Rail 200, but there's sort of lots of content about, and I really want to have another go on the Riviera line. So yeah, let's, without further ado, hop in and get started with a Class 52 or a Western on the Riviera line. Who have we got in tonight? Starlife Studios moderating. Thank you very much, my friend. Pick and Bob, Stephen Taylor, Vince, Lawrence Adams on the membership. Good to have you here. Officially Charles moderating as well. Good evening. Greenie, Tolworth, Broadway, Elliot, Typical Nathan, Danny Hummer, Pig and Bob. I think I've said Pig and Bob. Cam, Thomas Cooper, Luke O'Reilly. How are we doing? Reginaldo, hello from Brazil, hello from England. Hola to the bang. Yeah, see, we can do that. Rightio. To the trains, choose a route. We're going to be jumping on the Riviera line and taking the Class 52 Western out for a spin. on a rail tour service. So 52 blue Great Western Express, and then we got the Western Pilgrim Part 1. Drive this rail tour from Exeter St David's to Plymouth. Which way do we want to go? Yeah, we'll do a St David's Exeter St David's to Plymouth. Yeah, we'll go in the down direction. Luke O'Reilly, we was just finishing one of your videos and the notification for the stream come up. Nice. Distinct Gamer, looking forward to getting Train Sim World 6 when I get paid. Still running Train Sim World 5. Yes, a Distinct Gamer. If you're just upgrading from 5 to 6, it is a free upgrade, which you will be able to do on the 30th. Rightio, let's just make sure you've got some game audio coming through. It should be working, I think. And here we are. Drive this rail tour from Exeter St David's to Plymouth. Class 52 blue, 613.9 tonnes, 14 carriages. So we've got a nice long train. Right, as always, guys, let me know if you need the game audio turned up or down, or if it's okay. And there she is, Western Champion, with some lovely Mark IIs, BR Blue Mark IIs on the back. Fantastic. What have we got timetable-wise? We are fast to Plymouth, or fast-ish to Plymouth. Hopefully we'll see some of those random events en route, temporary speed restrictions, dynamic signalling, all of that sort of thing. Rightio, let's get AWS isolation on, cab change on, marker light on, train classification on, headlight on. What else have we got down there we can play with? I think that's about it on that panel there. Key in. Engine only, straight air on, recharge the brake pipe up to just over initial application. Game audio sounds clear, excellent. Well, hey, Elliot Jerry, wonder how the HST will fare going over the banks. Not done an HST run on this yet, but yeah, certainly some challenging gradients on there. We are drinking nondescript orange fizzy stuff today. It's Tango. We had a pizza dinner sort of thing going on, which was really nice. Am I supposed to be unlocking my doors? It's not telling me to, it's just saying load passengers. Okay, there's a train coming towards me with red lights. No, they've changed to white. Interesting stuff going on. Oh, we had a whistle. That's nice. Typical Nathan, no cup of tea today. Blind Gaming, hello, how are we doing? Concord, going to Plymouth on this one, all the way along the route today. Okay, brakes off. Into forward. Take a little bit of power. Just enough for the couplings to stretch out. Once the train's moving and all the couplings are stretched out, we'll get going. But we are leaving on one yellow. I assume we are following something. So I had a little play on this earlier when I was grabbing the screenshot for the video, for the thumbnail. The cab on this train, or this loco, absolutely lends itself to looking at the rather nice views. So yeah, great big windows, really, really nice. John Ward just had a lamb dinner, Oyster Bay, Chardonnay, Washington. Oh, I've got, so me and my wife are, we joined a wine club, Wine 52 or Wine 32, and they take so much a month and deliver wine. And we don't really drink, I like wine, but we don't really drink that much of it. So my cupboard is just full of bottles of wine that we haven't drunk. Oh, the water textures here look really good. Beautiful diesel hydraulic. Lovely bit of kit. Right, we are red ahead, I'm quite aware of that, so we'll give it a little bit of power. Typical Nathan, this goes from Exeter to St David's down to, you've got the route to Paignton and all the way down to Plymouth, which is what we're on today. Not having any route knowledge, I'm sort of relying on the HUD as to where our red is. John Ward, send them to me. Well, we had... The cupboard was absolutely full, but my eldest son, who's 20, stayed at the house while we were away on holiday. Remember, I said I've been on a months-long holiday to Portugal, and I think he got through a few of the bottles. Blind Gaming had a lemon chicken and rice dinner. Starlife Studios, how did you spend your Saturday in the end? So I spent Saturday doing odd jobs around the house. So as many of you know, right here I've got my collection of model railway baseboards. But I still had the concept test layout where I was testing the control systems, so that all had to be taken apart and disposed of. Had to take some other stuff to the tip, tidy up the back garden, get it all ready for the winter, to sort of cover the furniture up, all that sort of thing. Lee Everest, hello, welcome to Davrail, new subscriber, great to have you here. I can fully recommend the round robin around that area. Is that the ticket they do, Lawrence, down on the Dartmouth Railway? We done I don't think it was the round robin, but we've done a ticket where you kind of get the boat trip. So up from you do the ferry from Kingswear over to Dartmouth, then you do like a ferry up the river, which was really good. We done that as a combined ticket with the railway. Trekwood, I wonder, do you have any other plans for routes or similar to the Eastbourne Milton Keynes one? Oh, we could do a few videos like that. They're pretty good fun to do. So. Yeah, we could certainly do a few more things like that. Right, one yellow. I think this has got to be an opportunity for a flyby. Intercity Mark II C close coaches, I believe they are. Is the HST going to go? Pretty please. Looks like there's a Mark I in the formation as well there. No HST action for us. Right, looks like the next signal is a little way off, so let's get some power in and get a bit of speed going. The Class 52s are not the fastest machines in the world, but like I say, the view out this window really lends itself to this route. Starlife, those Mark IIs sound great. Lawrence Adam, Vince has gifted a membership. Thank you very much, Vince. Very kind of you, my friends. So, I don't know the area very well. Where does the line round to the right go? Is that the new line that goes off to... through the... not Dartmouth, is it? Oh. Yeah, the National Park. The new one that's been recently opened. You know what I mean, guys. Maybe. Rightio, line speed's gone up to 100. We are... See, this is where I have the conflict because, you know, from the last signal I saw, we're red ahead, but looking at the HUD, I know we've got a green. So let's drive it as if... I tell you what, actually, do you know what we're going to do? Because I said we were going to do this. You're going to see how bad I am at navigating these menus now. HUD and gameplay. Next signal marker off. Next signal aspect off. There you go. It's just gone white on the HUD now. So right, as far as I'm concerned, I've got a red ahead. Isaac, it goes to Oakhampton. Okay, jolly good. Cam, what would happen if a 52 was hauling Mark IIIs? Not a lot, I don't think. I think it's a 52's got ETH on it. It's got main res air supply. I don't see there's any reason why it couldn't haul Mark IIIs. Officially, Charles, I think the route is based current day. You've got the kind of the new bit of the seawall post landslide. Got a green. Let's get it going. The new bit of the seawall post landslide. So it's definitely sort of modern day. Oh, let's thrash it. This is probably not the way you're supposed to drive a Western. Absolutely lovely. I'm not sure what the maximum speed of this loco is. 90, 100. Anyone know what the top speed of a Western is? We'll go with 100. Let's see if we can get 100. Lawrence Adams, did you hear about Freightliner? I did hear that Freightliner, I think the intermodal side's been sold. Tony Dalton, Dirty Diesel. Yeah, you're not wrong. Not wrong, Tony. Yeah, Cam's answered the question there. 2023 the route is based in. Tolworth's come back with a speed question. 90 miles an hour for the 52. Lovely stuff. Okay, so what we're going to do is shut off power. We're going to come down on the throttle nice and slowly. And we'll let the RPM drop. So we're in like throttle on, which is like the idle position. We'll let the RPM come right down before we go to off. There we go. And we'll have a little running brake test. Just to check the brakes do work, because we're driving properly. So running brake test, you want to look to lose about 10 miles an hour. Yep, there we go, Elliot. Although I'm going to have to... Maximum speed 90. Only 108 tonnes as well. They're not the heaviest locomotive out there. Starlife, these locos would look good in GBRF livery. I turned the horn then. It sounded like the AWS was going off. Fizzy brake failure would be a great fault. Not in real life, it wouldn't. Not in real life. Saying that you do get brake faults on wagons. You get like dragging brakes and stuff like that. So you know, but yeah. The line is just a stub. It doesn't go anywhere. Okay. Tony Dalton, a friend of mine, worked at Neville Hill Depot in Leeds in a cloud of diesel constantly. Nice. I mean, it's not environmentally friendly, I get that, but yeah. Cam, a class 700 being dragged by a 52. Do you know what? If you had a translator coach, you could do it. It would work, but you would need translator equipment. A lot of first class on that train. The line is the stub of the former Heathfield line, which ends at Newton Abbot. There we go. We're getting all the gen. Right, 75 warning. Starlife Studios, old locos are just like food. If it looks good, it can't be hurting the environment. That's one way to look at it. WHL 1994 DFT need to commit to electrification of all the major main lines, to be honest, rather than looking for the cheap way out with battery electric bi-mode stock. I don't disagree, but I think the fact that we've got modern bi-mode stock, as it were, battery stock, it is almost reason for them not to do it, unfortunately. Right, we're holding about 75. Let's down the throttle a little bit. Anyone for a spot of sailing? Voyager! Nice. Elliot, love Exeter being my local area. Mono, can't wait for a 70s timetable mod. If only the 50s were in game. 50 in game would be epic. I do like a 50. A 50 in game would be pretty epic. I would definitely be here for that. Yeah, like you say, Mono, the rest of the stock is in. We had the Great Western Express pack, the Great Western Legends of the Great Diesel Legends of the Great Western. I think what it was called then. But yeah, you're quite right. We'll try and get a flyby shot as we come through Starcross. Very nice too. Right, we are speeding ever so slightly, so this, I mean, line speed is going to go up to 80, so it's not the end of the world, but in the interest of driving properly. Cam, I saw a 700 being dragged today. What was dragging it, Cam? Where was it off to? Are we going to get put in the loop at Dawlish Warren, or are we going fast through? Let's see what we get. I assumed if we were going into the loop at Dawlish Warren, we would have been checked down somewhere. True Studios, hello, how are we doing? Matthew, that view is very scenic, love it. It really is, Matthew. It's a lovely route in real life as well. Yeah, we were talking about the water textures yesterday, and I'm not a massive fan of them, if I'm being honest. I understand water textures take up, you know, a lot of memory and the like, but yeah, I don't know if I'm a fan of them. Oh, down the Marston Vale. Oh, okay. For the 700. 700. Interesting. Interesting place for a 700 to be. Right, round Langstone Rock. Round onto the seawall proper. Yeah, very good, Tree Studios. Very good, thank you. Western on the wall. You can tell it's an older train by those horrible wheel textures. But yeah, just look at that. The loco just lends itself to the lovely views. So like I say, before I went live, the game did decide to do a bit of an update, which is why we were a couple of minutes late starting. I was actually ready, and I loaded up the game, and it's like, no! I don't know what what it's updated, if I'm being completely honest. So hopefully those temporary speed restrictions have got their AWS magnets now. That's what I'm after. Absolutely stunning. So I was lucky enough to do some drone shots around Dawlish video on the channel somewhere. But yeah, absolutely beautiful. Starlife, the view reminds me of the Class 442s, very open cabs. Never had the pleasure of driving a 442. I would love to have done, but they were gone before my driving career started. Soon we've got some instrument lights somewhere. Let's... Wipers. Engine start and stop. 150, hello! True Tubers, I think a 55 DLC would be great. Oh, a nice Deltic, yeah. Officially Charles, a TSC stream? Absolutely will do. I know Northern Princess Productions has got quite a lot of TSC content that she wants me to preview. Yeah, yuck, look at that lighting. I like the textures on the rock work. I have heard some comments about the, you know, maybe possibly being a little bit too red and a little bit too oversaturated, but I mean, to me, I think it looks good, but it's some of the comments I've seen. Yeah, Matthew. I'm new. You're very welcome here, my friend. Wouldn't the overhead electrification equipment on this route just spoil these amazing views? And that is why third rail is king. No, to be honest with you, Matt, yeah, it really, really would. I mean, overhead wire is efficient, but it's ugly. It's really ugly. Starlife, she does think the red is accurate. It's not Dover. Yeah, definitely not Dover. Right, back down to 60 as we come round the corner through Teignmouth, I want to say the next station is. I need to learn this route in real life. Funnily enough, the only time I've been along from Dawlish Warren to Dawlish a few times. But the only time I've been along this section was on a rail tour with Class 50s. The instrument light switch is down on the left-hand side, says Tattoo. We did have a little look through, but I didn't find the instrument one. Train classification, headlight, marker light. I'm wondering if it's one of these ones we got to... Oh, it did flick up. Instrument lights, we found it. Thank you very much, Tattoo. It's a pretty route. John Ward, third rail is much nicer than OLE. It's more dangerous, John. You don't get as much ampage out of it, but it's probably cheaper to install, and it does look nicer. Anthony UK, it seems quite unrealistic to me. Where are all the crisp packets and fag ends between the rails? Not so much out on sort of the... Not sort of out in the main line, you don't get that so much, Anthony, but definitely in stations and stuff, it should probably be a little bit more litter about. Hey Levi, how are we doing, my friend? Good to have you here. Right, what are we line speed wise? Up to 90. Let's get this thing going. Drive it like we stole it. Third rail is easier to get electrocuted by. That's what I meant when I said it's not as safe as overheads. Having 750 volt on the ground is... I mean, obviously, I'm really used to driving in third rail land. That's kind of, you know, where my railway career started. It's where I've always been based. So I've got a really healthy respect for it. But yeah, it's... I know exactly where you're coming from. 73s or 69s? So you're talking about RHTTs? Yeah, John OLE is just, it is just clutter, isn't it? I completely agree. It ruins pictures. You're preaching to the converted there. Right, okay, we've got a 60 coming up. Little rubber brake. Yeah, officially Charles. I think you're probably going to see 69s on the seasonal circuits quite a lot this year. They're probably going to be more common than 73s. Not because there's anything wrong with the 73s, it's just choice to use the 69s instead. Okay, next station I want to say is going to be Newton Abbot. It's all guesswork at this point for me. So this is going to be the, I wouldn't say the last stream for a while. The next stream we're probably looking at is going to be Tuesday evening. Don't know exactly what we're going to do yet. Of course, Train Sim 6 will have been on, will be on general release by then. Will it? I believe it will be, yeah. On the 30th. Because tomorrow night I have to go to work. And Monday evening is my evening to go to the Model Railway Club. So yeah, it's next opportunity for a stream will be Tuesday. Don't know what we're going to do yet. I will have a little think and then advertise something. We might do, say we could do a pacer along here, but it was all 143s and not 142s, and we've only got a 142 in game. Could do the HS2 run, or we could put the Cucumber on the Great Western Express and do a Paddington to Reading. We have options. We have options. Northern Princess Productions has joined the stream. Hello, how you doing? Let's get some power in. Horrible blurry wheel texture needs fixing. I know the Western is one of the older trains, but that needs fixing. What a day, Northern Princess Productions. Do tell. We're here to listen. Sharing is caring. Cam, I did some digging into why the 700 was being dragged down the Marston Vale, and apparently 7302 failed at Bletchley and had to be brought back to the depot, so Thameslink loaned them a 700. Well, there we go. Let's give it a bit more power. Cucumber low. I like calling the LNE set Satsumas. Northern Princess Productions. Would you say that's fair to call an LNER train a Satsuma? I know they operate in your local area and you are quite familiar with them on a day-to-day basis. I should imagine that you have a few names for them, being that you prefer 91s. I mean, who doesn't? Azuma 91. I know what I'm picking. 800 HST. I like calling them worse. This train sounds absolutely... I mean, I'm not familiar with them in real life, I'll admit. I think I've only ever seen one in real life. And that was at the Severn Valley Railway a few weeks ago. It doesn't sound very good. It sounds awful. $52 will get fixed in the Great Western Express remaster. I hope so. Yeah, John Ward 91s are cool. KO, I'm good, thank you. How are you? How is Train Sim World 6? I'm enjoying the Riviera line. I've not played any of the German routes, or the extended German route. That's something we could do in the next stream, actually, would be to hop into to one of the other new routes. I'm quite biased towards UK routes because it's what I enjoy playing, but nothing to stop us hopping into something else. WHL 1994, it sounds really gargly. Good words, good words. I need to watch my gradients here as well and actually drive this thing, otherwise we're never going to get to where we're going. Some pretty nasty gradients. And as well, guys, on Tuesday's stream, Locomotive Livery Location will return. We've had a couple of streams without it, but it will be coming back. Fab Lab, the Tutoy really made this route the Riviera line. Oh, she's really struggling up the gradient here. Streamlabs looks like the stream has turned into a slideshow. How's it looking at your end, guys? Hopefully it's not looking too bad. Nice instrument layout in the cab. Yeah, I mean, the control desk is sort of pretty similar to a 47, 57, 56, pretty standard. Same with the brake handles there. Pretty standard components. Stuttery, it's a bit choppy. Okay. Hopefully it'll sort itself out. Looks fine here, still okay here. Interesting. Okay, well, the way I look at it, as long as it's okay for someone, it means it's going out okay and it's not my end. A little bit of FPS drop, but it feels like it's your game. Your face is normal. I wouldn't go that far, Northern Princess Productions. It's very kind of you to say so. Looks good with the occasional bit of pixelation. KO, I am great. My favourite train is BR Class 43 HST and BR Class 66. As the 66 looks like a shed, that's why they're nicknamed sheds, KO. They absolutely do. I have the pleasure of driving those far too often. Yeah, WHL 1994 Westinghouse brake system with the Davies and Metcalfe brake controller. So yeah, all very similar. Just got to remember the gradients on this because we get to the top of the hill and then all of a sudden it's running away with us. Shed shape yin yin machines, yeah. Ying box. Ying, 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 ying. Yeah. Not going to argue with that comment. Is there some music playing behind me? I think my son's tablet's just decided to start playing music. Hold fire. What did I miss? What did I miss? Not sure what was going on there. My son's tablet just decided to turn itself on and start playing CBeebies. Davies and Metcalfe is made in Romilly, Manchester. It certainly is, or it was. I assume it still is. I don't know. Western Fusiliers at Didcot Railway Centre. I was in Didcot yesterday. It's very nice there, maybe. SJ, I don't find 66 interesting per se, but if I were train crew, I trust them. They get it done. I call them Ronsil SJA. They do exactly what they say on the tin. You should be concentrating on your driving. I absolutely should, Matty. Just trying to keep it at some sort of reasonable speed so we actually possibly get there on time. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Webcam froze. It has. Oh, I thought I'd fixed camera issues. Interesting. Yeah, that's very interesting. Let's see if we can fix it. Are we back? We're back. We're editing on the fly now. But I am now speeding because I was paying too much attention to fixing webcams. I think it's time for a new computer, you know. I'll have to start negotiations with the wife. Let's get some braking. 0.4% gradient. A little bit more. There's a 60 coming up, but we brake down to about 52, 53. That'll give us room for a bit of push as we're going down the hill. Vince, I like the Greater Anglia Class 755, comfy. Are they the flirts, Vince, the 755s, the Sadler flirts? I'm really bad with numbers. Back when I was younger, I used to know all the numbers of all the trains of the different classes, but I'm so out of touch with it at the moment. Starlife Studios, time to choose between the model railway or a new tower. It's a hard choice. It is a hard choice. Cam, I always think 66s are American because of engine run, generator field and control pump fuel switches. Cam, they were built in somewhere near Chicago, I think. So yeah, they are American. Vince, yes, John Ward, short flirts. I have the Hornby flirt upstairs, the 4-car one. It's not been out of the box yet because it's I need a DCC chip for it, but I've looked at it in the box. It's a very nice model. Right, what are we doing gradient-wise? We're on the level. Okay, let's get some power in. What railway is that that we've just gone past, guys, in heritage terms? It'll be whatever this station is, I'm guessing. Oh! Weren't 66s, 59s built in Canada? Specifically London, Ontario. Yes, I think it was Canada. What are we going to get on the signal? Come on. Ooh, I'm buffering. Nice. Lag. Stream back. Okay. Got a green. It's a nice place to slow me down and try and get away from here with this gradient. Thank you very much, Signaler. Stream dropped for a few seconds there. That's... Might be a YouTube issue because I'm getting no notifications to say it's dropped out on my end. Yep, so we had one yellow coming through the station. I chucked a load of brake in and the next one's gone green, and now we're trying to pull away on a 1.4% uphill gradient, and it doesn't like it very much. Let's give it the beans. Amy, you're in a 52. You've got something vaguely resembling power available. Lewis Gates, Richard, do you have a favourite job as a freight driver, terminal yard? Yeah, interesting question, Lewis. I quite enjoy doing a bit of ground shunting, so actually being on the ground, pulling points, giving hand signals to drivers, calling back on radios, getting in and coupling, uncoupling, all the kind of manual labour stuff. I like getting stuck in. It's proper playing trains. New tower will easily set you back £3 for top range. New 5090 costs over £2. Yeah, I could buy a lot of model railway stuff for that. I mean, I've got an i9 and a 3090, so it's not an out-of-date machine. I think my best option might just be to format it and restart and hope for the best. It's probably just kind of soft. I mean, I've had it for 4 years, and it's not once been reformatted and reset. So maybe that's what I need to do. Do you sign Grain Act and BA fuel trains? Yeah, I do, Starlife. The wagons are very good on those. They've got really good brakes on them. They're really sharp. Yeah, I say, Amy, the GPUs of 3090 should be capable of doing everything. It's more likely to be software. KO Class 66s are built in Illinois and use a Cummins engine. They use an EMD 710 engine. KO. Whether they're affiliated with Cummins or not, I don't know, but it's definitely an EMD 710. WHL 1994, is there any wonder what happened if you attached 2 locos, one at each end of a carriage wagon, and got them to both apply traction power in opposite directions? Depends how well evenly matched they are. So one of 3 things is going to happen. You're going to go forwards, you're going to go backwards, or the carriage or the coupling is going to fail and it's going to split in half. My guess would be it's sort of going to stand still, but if one loco's a lot more powerful than the other, which is quite possible, it will just drag the other one. Yeah, before you spend many monies on a GPU on 100% format, I think Northern Princess Productions that's more likely to fix it. Uh, 500 metres of cargo wagons. Oh, horrible things. IZAs, I think. Come on, we can make it up the hill. Could you say the Western is going on its wonderful? There's certainly some gradients on this line, that's for sure. Stuttering audio for me. Oh god, that sound was bad. Off sounds rough. Come on, I'm hoping it's gonna buffer itself out pretty soon. Now imagine trying to do this with a 67. Sounds stuttery. Is it just the game that sounds stuttery, guys, or is it the microphone as well? Let's just press that for a second. Is the audio coming through okay now? I'm just trying to establish if it's a game issue or a stream issue. I'm definitely going to go through and do a format. Choppy video, just the game. Okay, speak and we'll see. Just the game. Yeah, that's really enough because there's nothing. I get notifications on Streamlabs and there's nothing coming up saying that I've dropped any frames on the thing. So let's jump back in. Oh, please fix yourself. Pretty please fix yourself. Vince says all fine, just game. Okay. Please, 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 your voice is okay, sound is bad, stuttering. Yes, game is stuttering. Right, we'll give it a couple of seconds. What we might do, actually, What we might do is... Right, what we're going to do is save the game. The game has been saved. I am going to pop the thumbnail on the screen and restart TSW, and hopefully that will fix the issue. Definitely saved it, haven't I? The current game has been saved. Right. Stand by, ladies and gentlemen. We will be back very soon. Very, very soon. Okay, guys, we are loading back in, so fingers crossed we will be all good. It's rather frustrating. I am not gonna lie, it's very frustrating. Come on, Train Sim World 6 does seem to take a long time to load as well, in comparison. Starlife, my 3070 is just about keeping up. The game actually at my end seems to be running okay. It just seems to be an issue with streaming, which, you know, I've sort of had issues for a little while with it, but it just seems to be getting worse. I'm just sort of trying to find out exactly why and what's going on. There's got to be something going on the computer. I think a software, you know, just a reinstall everything is the way to go. Matty Jordan, your voice is nice and clear, Richard. Does the background stuttering come standard with Train Sim Worlds? Quite possibly. Right, resume last played. Let's hope for the best. Let's see where we go with it. If it does get really bad, then yeah, I'll look at turning the camera off, like a couple of people have recommended there. How's it looking, guys? How's it looking? Right, I've even forgot where we are and what we're doing. 18 miles to Plymouth. Can you hear it? Have you got audio? And is it working as it should do? Those are my two questions. Hopefully we are all good. It looks like it's better. Can't hear it not stuttering yet. Sounds okay so far. Right, okay. Fingers crossed we're on to a winner. It's frustrating because we've done stream a couple of days and we've streamed for a couple of days and it's been absolutely fine, and then we've come back today and yeah, saying that Train Sim did do an update just before I started. So has that update broken something? I don't know. No tea today, that's the issue. It's got to be. It's got to be. Just gargly 52 sounds. Wonder it was... Yeah, Vince, that's what I'm thinking. But then the game... It's weird because the game at my end looks absolutely fine. On the screen that I'm looking at, it's buttery smooth. It's just on the stream. And I've kind of got my task manager open at the moment, and everything on task manager looks fine. Nothing's maxed out. GPU's running probably a little bit higher than I'd like it to be, but nothing's maxed out. So yeah, not sure exactly what's going on with it. I'm gonna just have to take a little bit of time and do a full format on the computer at some point. That's going to be the only thing I can do to fix it. I think you need tea and biscuits with HR. Need tea and biscuits from my IT department. Have you updated? Yeah, my GPU drive was updated about 3 days ago. And like I say, like the last 2 days streaming, it's been absolutely fine. But kind of all the usual stuff that you would expect. Could it be the volume of data going to YouTube at their end? I'm personally inclined to think this is an issue with Streamlabs. That's honestly where I'm at with it. I think I might try doing a stream using OBS. It won't have all the fancy overlays and stuff on it, but I might just try doing a stream with OBS, just game only and a camera, none of the fancy like and subscribe things and all the sound effects, and just sort of see where we're at and how it does with it. Failing that, I might have to just look at winding back some of the graphic settings. Vince, Gremlins in your network. Your son's iPad started playing by it. Did actually, Vince, yeah. Uh, 100% using OBS, much less bloat. Trouble is, I'm so set up on Streamlabs with the Stream Deck and everything else, it would be a real faff to change it, but I think it might be necessary at this point. Matty Jordan, Richard, are you able to expand on this free starter pack business, and will it work on a laptop? Depends what laptop you've got and what your spec is. Potentially it will work, yep. So if you've already got one of the older Train Sim World games, Train Sim World 5, 4, 3, etc., it's a free upgrade to Train Sim World 6. I believe there is also a completely free download where basically you'll get the game and you'll get what they call the training centre, so you'll just get a couple of trains and a test track to have a little play around with, but if you want any routes or anything, then you've got to pay for that. Vince, member stream to test OBS. Vince, that is absolutely a top idea. That's genuinely a very good idea, Vince. So I'm looking at my performance monitor now, for those of you who are computer minded. Really interesting. My CPU's running at 31%, my RAM's running at 46%, hard drives both running at 0. GPU on 3D is showing 98%, which is quite high, but the game is running fine. The video encoding, which is what it should be using to send the stream out, is on 14%. And I'm running about 88 degrees on the graphics card at the moment. I reckon there might be a driver conflict or somewhere and bits and bobs going on. But anyway, as long as we get to the end of this stream, I can fix it later. Tea and biscuit for your son's iPad. It started playing CBeebies randomly. Starlight Studios, that's expected GPU usage. GPU running high is fine, the temp is the one to watch with them. Which encoder are you using in OBS? I was using the HNVenc new, but I got loads of issues with that, so I'm now using the standard NVenc decoder, I think it's called, or something like that. I do definitely have issues with Streamlabs. And I think OBS is probably the way forward. Thomas Cooper, yeah, I've got 2 4K monitors running. The actual game on my screen, and I know you can't see it, is buttery. There's no stuttering at all, which is quite interesting. What we can do, and what a couple of people have suggested, is try getting rid of my camera. I mean, we can sort of see if that helps performance. Let me know if that's made it any better, because it could be that it just doesn't like processing 2 things at once. So yeah, be interested to see if that has made any difference at all. Yeah, I think Northern Princess Productions, being that it's a 3090, it does have dedicated cores for encoding. It should be fine. Starlight Studios, instant improvement. Interesting. Instant improvement without my face on the screen. Yeah. Right, okay, let's stop worrying about the IT issues and get back to driving a train. Yeah, I would definitely change the encoder to focus on CPU, gives way less stress on the graphics card, especially with Streamlabs because it's greedy. I mean, my CPU's running at 20%, 15%, 14%, 30%. CPU is not working at all. Currently showing clock speed of 4.77 gigahertz, 25% usage. So I've probably got capacity within the CPU to do that. Start Live, let's go back to train talk, absolutely. Do you have a least favourite 69? I quite like the British Transport Police one, and I quite like the Andy's Man Club livery. But they're still 69s, and I've made my views on 69s very clear. I think it's fair to say. You need to slow down your train. KO 6060, yeah, we need to get some brake in before we start coming down the hill. So how does the... Hey, Northern Princess Productions, we absolutely did know that because I mentioned it at the beginning of the stream when you were having a nice snooze. How does it look now, guys? Is it much better? But it currently says that dedicated... We're talking about GPU. It says dedicated GPU memory, current usage 6.7 out of 24 gigabytes. So I'm going with Streamlabs being Streamlabs. Right, how are we doing? Still going downhill. Is it going to pick up a little bit more speed? Defo improvement looks much better. Okay. Yeah, that's interesting how taking the camera away seems to help. Lots of food for thought there. just give it a bit of power. I'm sure we had something in the head code box earlier. Interesting. Good, but was a short stream stall. Hopefully we're back to where we need to be now, GJ. Beautiful. Yeah, I might have to just relook at the encoders that I'm using and stuff like that, and have a little play. As long as we've got an acceptable quality at the moment, that's all I'm worried about. KO train buffs out there. I've watched a documentary on Britain Railway Empire and how Britain gave the world railway. We gave it to the world and they improved it. as is true with a lot of British inventions. We invent it and everybody else makes it better. Vince, this is such a good looking route even at dawn. It really is, Vince. It absolutely is. Go on, drive it like we stole it. The Western Preservation Society will not be very happy with my driving style. I'm sure the hydraulics on the locomotive are probably not too happy with my driving style either. Lewis Gates, I think we need to annoy the passengers and make this rail tour an 8 head code. Ooh, 8 with a maximum speed of 35 miles an hour. Although, yeah, I suppose you could have a class 8 carrying passengers. Nothing to say you couldn't. Vince did a 5 AM run earlier and it looked good as the sun rose. Excellent stuff, Vince. Excellent stuff. Uh, 8.6. We're getting there. We're winning. It is a fairly long run, but Katrina, how are we doing? I'm almost tempted to say, and I'm going to get some hate for this, once you get past the sea-wall and you get down to Newton Abbot, it's a little bit samey and just a little bit of nothing. Dare I say that? Is that brave of me to say that? Yeah, I just think it gets a little bit nothing-y when we get down past Newton Abbot. I mean, you know, don't... Be interested to see what you got, hear your thoughts on that. It just looks like any other route. I don't enjoy the Devon Banks, to be fair, says Northern Princess Productions. Oh, we got a bit of dynamic weather going on. Slippy, slippy. John Ward, definitely not as exciting here. I feel like we've been over the same viaduct 3 times. I think for me, I think the run from Exeter to Paynton is just about where it's at for me. I think you get the best of the route. GJ, to me it feels like a tale of two halves, like London Commuter. Yeah, good way of putting it, GJ. I think the Exeter branches would have been better, more interesting, but less speed for 802. The problem here is that the route is the route, not the development, in my opinion. That's fair enough, Northern Princess. Use the wipers. Reward earned. Potentially. Nope. Maybe. Anyone? There we go. Vince, I love it. I think you need to remember in-game speed limits are merely suggestions. I'll try that on the big railway, Vince. Lewis Gates, the Elizabeth Line Class 345 doing the test track rides at the Greatest Gathering was an 8 head code. And one of the drivers said it was only permitted for 25, as I assume it's a depot. Yeah, so the 8 head code would be a maximum of 35. Doesn't mean you've got to do 35, it's just the maximum permitted. I didn't go on that at the Greatest Gathering. I didn't get a huge amount of time to wander around, if I'm being honest. Did get a little bit of time. Spent some time with Northern Princess Productions. We had a good day, didn't we? I almost bought some Rapido J&As, but I was very, very well behaved and I didn't. Yeah, Star Life also correct. It doesn't need a head code if it's still in a depot. Northern Princess Productions, I was good. I only bought a Mark 1 and a pin badge. I don't have any Mark 1s. I need to get some. I need to get some for the Heritage Railway element on the model railway. Hey JLS Plays, I'm having a good weekend, my friend. How about you? This is when we try not to put flats on the wagons, the coaches, as the weather is proper miserable. Brake rub on those Mark II sound is so good. Come off. Lewis Gates, I brought a Class 99 mug at the Greatest Gathering with the Princess going to the Great Ormond Street Hospital charity. It's a cooler mug and an even cooler cause. I was working on the stand selling those mugs, Lewis, on the Saturday. So, was it me you bought it from? Right, Plymouth platform 8, 3.1 miles. We are getting there. It's good how when I take my face off the screen, the computer seems to run a lot better. We had all those issues with the camera glitching out and everything else, and I fixed it. Or didn't fix it. Interesting stuff. Still 0.6 miles to go. Is it worth accelerating again? Yeah, why not? Let's get it back up to 60. We've got a 60 reduction coming up. From mug shot to mug brought, John. Oh, come on. Actually, this is working now, isn't it? I think that's working. Okay, 60, 55, 25. as we come down towards Plymouth. We had no random events on this run, which is fine because I mean you're not unless that red signal we randomly come up to was a random event, which it could have been, which is fine. You know, you're not going to expect to see it on every run. And I was moaning about the frequency to which it happened. I know you're not going to get train faults on the Western. I know that's not a thing at the moment. KO, the horn sounds like... And when I hear that, I just want to go for the AWS, because it just sounds like the AWS is going off. Right, 40 over 55. We've probably slowed down a bit too soon there. But we'll have a slow crawl into Plymouth. Vince, I really like the raining game. Yeah, to be fair, Northern Princess Productions, I did turn off random events yesterday because of that, and they were still happening. I turned off the random train faults, but we were still getting random train faults. We're going to need to power up here, otherwise we're not getting into Plymouth. Yeah, Starlife Studios, so TSR, you're going to have a notice about it in real life. It'll be published in the One. And ESR, on the other hand, you don't get notified. Well, you'll possibly get notified about an ESR if you go to your depot before you book on. There might be something in the late notice case, but there's not required to be any notification. But yeah, there are no AWS magnets associated with the temporary speedboards, which I don't like. There absolutely should be. Northern Princess Productions, I have not tried Day of the Dispatcher yet. I was watching Megasim's video on it. It does look like a pretty cool scenario. This is a great day for a rail tour to come to Plymouth. JLS plays, my opinion, the horns in Train Sim could use some updates, especially the American horns. They should be able to be heard from further away. I am possibly going to America April, May time next year. Thoroughly looking forward to that. It's not a railway holiday, but I'm sure there will be time to have a look at something. Are you really only wanting me to stop there on the platform? That seems a bit strange. Why would I not go all the way down? Or is that the end of the platform and I just... Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there. Tell us more about the USA. Ah, It's not confirmed yet, but the plan is to fly out and sort of tour the southern states. So we want to go to Nashville, Kentucky, Vegas, Texas, hire an RV and just spend 2 weeks sort of on a road trip. Yeah, Thomas Cooper, I thought I was turning it off too. How's this got the Prince Albert, is it the Prince Albert Bridge? How much further is it modelled out the other end of the station? I think we need to do some investigating. Can we get into Cornwall? That's really what we want to know. Oh no, we're not going to spat at the last minute. Come on, stop, 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 stop! Okay, you can't see my face, but... Oh, loads of room. Absolutely loads of room. I don't know what the problem is. Absolutely loads of room. Hey, we got a gold medal. I'll take that. Yeah, I suppose all the speeding kind of got us. There was a fair bit of it. Spad avoided. Yeah, just, Thomas Cooper, just. The Royal Albert Bridge, and I don't think so. Let's just return to free roam quickly, because I just want to see how much further out the other end of the station we can go. Yeah, scenery does look a bit sparse. I wouldn't have thought they would have spent all that time modelling such a grand structure not to include it in game, so I'm gonna... yeah. I'm gonna guess not. We can get quite a long way into no scenery land. Yeah, this is a very long way into no scenery land. I'm guessing this is where the bridge is in real life. Yeah, it would have been cool if they'd put us into, is it Salt Ash, the other side of the river? We can go for absolutely miles. There is scope probably to connect this up with the West Cornwall local. How far... yeah, so the map, just looking at how far we can move the map. From Exeter we can... oh, we can go a fair way. Just interested just to see how far we can go. A train driver plays Flying to Penzance. Are we just going to fall off the end of the world, or is it going to give me an out of bounds message? I think we might have found the end of the world. That is it, guys. That is the end of the world. We're still going. And now we're underneath the world and we're stuck. That's not supposed to happen. Take an HST down there, see where the track runs out. Yeah. See how far we can keep going. No, there we go, guys. That was a... is my camera going to work? It's not. Let's see if I can turn it back on. Hello, it's working! Hey! That was interesting with the interruptions and the IT issues. It wouldn't be a Dad Rail stream without IT issues. Talking of which, I need to get that bingo board up and running. Okay, so thank you very much for joining me for Western on the Wall. The next one is going to be on Tuesday evening. Not sure exactly what we're going to be doing yet. We'll have a little think about it and see. Might do something else in the cucumber, or we might just jump into an older route and have a little play around. Or German routes, or Day of the Dispatcher, as Northern Princess Productions says. We could do some scenarios. That'll be a first for the channel. Lots we can do. Just gonna have a little play. So if you have enjoyed yourselves, please do hit the like button. Consider subscribing. That would be absolutely awesome. As always, you're more than welcome to join the Discord server. You'll find an invitation link down in the description below. And social media channels on the screen somewhere. Get rid of the Discord link. There we go. Don't update them very often, but you're more than welcome to go over there and have a follow. Thank you very, very much for watching. The music's not going to work. I don't even know why I'm going to press it. I told you it wasn't going to work. I've just disappeared off your screen. Thank you very, very much for watching. Really appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you in the next one, which will be on Tuesday. Thank you, everybody. Thank you to the mods. Thank you to the members. Bye for now.